Welcome to the official Passport Services video series by the Consulate General of India, Toronto. This video series is designed to guide Indian citizens living in Canada through the various passport-related services available to them, from understanding the application process to gathering the right documents, submitting through the correct channel, and knowing what to expect. In this particular video, we will walk you through the step-by-step process for renewing your Indian passport, right from filling the application to submission, eligibility, supporting documents, common mistakes, and special cases. Let's get started. Before we go into the renewal process, let's take a moment to understand the passport services ecosystem. The Consulate General of India, Toronto provides a wide range of passport services to Indian nationals residing in its consular jurisdiction. These services include issuance of fresh passports, renewal of passports, Tatkal or expedited passport services, passports for minors, jumbo booklets for frequent travelers, lost or damaged passport reissue, change in personal particulars like name, address, or appearance, emergency certificates, surrender certificates for Indian passports, identity certificates, and police clearance certificates. Each of these services has its own specific guidelines, forms, and documentation, and we will cover them all in separate videos in this series. Before applying for your Indian passport, it's important to check if you fall under the jurisdiction of the Consulate General of India, Toronto. CGI Toronto provides passport services to residents of Ontario except for applicants whose postal codes begin with the letter K, which come under HCI Ottawa. Quebec except for applicants whose postal codes begin with J, H, or K, which also come under HCI Ottawa. Manitoba, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador. If you live outside this jurisdiction, please refer to HCI Ottawa or CGI Vancouver, depending on your location. Once you've confirmed you are under the jurisdiction of the Consulate General of India in Toronto, it's time to begin your application. Step 1. Visit our website. Go to www.cgitoronto.gov.in. From the homepage, click on Consular Services, then Passport Services, and then General Information. This page has everything you need. Document checklists, photo specifications, fee structure for normal and Tatkal, BLS center addresses and contact details, jurisdiction rules and important tips for special cases. Keep this page open while filling your form. It will help you avoid common mistakes. Now that you are familiar with the process and have explored the general information page, it's time to create your account on the Passport Seva portal, the official Government of India platform for passport services. To begin, click the application link provided on the general information page. Once you are on the portal, select your country as Canada from the drop-down list. Then, click on Register to begin creating your account. On the registration page, under Embassy Consulate, select Canada, Toronto. Then fill in your name, surname, date of birth, and your email ID. Choose a login ID and password, and complete the form with the required details. Once you've submitted the form, you'll receive an activation link by email. Click the link in your inbox to activate your account. Your registration is now complete. You can now log in and begin filling your passport application. After activating your account on the Passport Seva portal, the next step is understanding the various services available. Once you log into your account, you'll arrive at the home page. Here, under the Services section, you'll see a list of available passport-related options. These include fresh passport for first-time applicants, such as newborns or individuals who have never held an Indian passport. Reissue of passport for renewing an existing passport that is about to expire or has already expired. Police clearance certificate often required for immigration, permanent residency, or employment abroad. Emergency certificate issued in situations where you need to return to India urgently but do not have a valid passport. Identity certificate for stateless persons or specific cases requiring identity confirmation. Each of these services has its own form and document requirements. We will be covering each of these services in separate, detailed videos for your convenience. For now, since we are focusing on passport renewal, click on Apply for ordinary passport, and then choose reissue of passport from the list. This will take you to the application form where you'll start entering your details. Now select the reason for reissue. Change in existing personal particulars if you want to change your name, spouse name, date of birth, address, or other details. Supporting documents will be required. Validity expired within 3 years due to expire, most common option. Use this if your passport has expired within the last 3 years or is about to expire soon. Exhaustion of pages, use this if your passport has no empty visa pages left. Damaged passport, use this if your passport is torn, wet, or unreadable. You'll need to submit a declaration and the damaged passport. Lost passport, use this if your passport is lost or stolen. A police report and declaration are required. Validity expired more than 3 years ago, use this if your passport expired over 3 years ago. Additional verification may apply. Then select type of application, choose normal or Tatkal, we'll explain eligibility in the next section. Passport booklet, choose 36 or 60 pages, depending on how often you travel. Click next to continue. Tatkal is a fast-track service that processes passports within 3 to 4 working days, but not everyone is eligible. You cannot apply under Tatkal if your passport is lost or damaged, your PR work permit status has expired or is still under process, you are a minor and your parents are divorced or separated, you are applying for any change in personal details like name, date of birth, or address, you are applying after adoption or a court-ordered change. Important tip: if you apply under Tatkal and you are not eligible, your application will be treated as normal, and the extra Tatkal fee will not be refunded. Make sure you qualify before selecting Tatkal. Now you'll enter your personal information. This section must match exactly with your current passport. Given name and surname. Enter your full name exactly as it appears on your current Indian passport. Gender. Select male, female, or transgender. Date of birth and place of birth. Type your place of birth, village, town, or city, same as on your passport. Marital status. If you are married but your spouse's name isn't on your passport, you must attach your marriage certificate. If divorced, attach a court decree, either Indian or a Canadian one that's been endorsed by an Indian court. Citizenship of India by. Choose how you acquired Indian citizenship, by birth, descent, or registration naturalization. PAN, voter ID, Aadhaar, if available. These fields are optional but can be helpful if you have them. Employment type and educational qualification. Select your employment status from the list. Choose your highest educational qualification. Aadhaar consent. If you've entered your Aadhaar number, check yes to give consent for verification. Once all fields are complete, click next to move forward. Now let's fill out the family details. You must provide at least one parent's name, either father or mother. If applicable, you can also include your legal guardian's details. If married, it is mandatory to provide your spouse's full name as well. Make sure the names match official documents, as this information appears in your passport. Once all the fields are filled in, click next to continue. Now we enter the Indian address, which is mandatory for police verification, even if you live in Canada. This can be your own, or your parents' or relatives' address in India. If you are providing the address of a family member or relative in India, because you reside abroad, you must also provide a signed consent letter from the person whose address you are using. A valid proof of address in their name, such as an Aadhaar card, utility bill, or voter ID. If the address is of your parents, and your passport already reflects your relationship, a letter of consent and their ID proof is generally sufficient. If you want your foreign address printed on your passport, select yes in the first question. Next, enter your Canadian address under Other Address Details. Make sure all details are accurate and match your documents. Then click next to continue. If your Indian address has changed from the one printed on your old passport, you must provide valid proof of the new address to update it. This section is for your emergency contact, someone the authorities can reach out to in case of an unforeseen situation. It's important that the details are accurate and preferably of a close family member or friend in India. Fill in their full address, mobile number, and other contact details. Make sure the mobile number is reachable and kept up to date. In this section, you'll enter the details from your current or most recently held passport. That includes the passport number, place of issue, date of issue, and expiry. If available, include the file number too. Only select the diplomatic official passport option if you've been issued a maroon or grey passport for government or diplomatic duty. Most applicants can skip that. This section captures information about your current nationality status, criminal background, if any, and whether you've faced any adverse actions related to passports before. Please answer truthfully. If you select yes for any of these, you may be required to submit additional documents or explanations later in the process. After answering all questions, click Save and Next. Self-declaration. This is the final step of the online passport application. You'll be asked to enter the place where you are filling the form, for example, Toronto. Select the date on which you are submitting the application. Confirm the declaration that all the information provided is true to your knowledge. Important. Before clicking Submit, review every detail one last time. Ensure your name, passport number, addresses, and contact information are correct. Errors here will reflect in your final passport. If you are applying for a minor, the parent or legal guardian needs to complete this declaration. Once submitted, you will receive an application reference number, ARN. Save it or take a screenshot. You'll need this to track your application and print the form. Go back to the home page, click on View Print Submitted Application, and print the completed form. You are now ready to submit your printed application at the nearest BLS center, along with all required documents. After completing and printing your passport application form, you must submit it to BLS International, the authorized agency handling application intake for the Consulate General of India, Toronto. The consulate does not accept walk-ins or direct submissions for passport services. You can submit your application in two ways. In person. Visit the nearest BLS center along with your printed application, required documents, and photographs. There are 5 BLS centers under CGI Toronto: Toronto, Brampton, Mississauga, Winnipeg, and Halifax. Or you can submit by post. Applications by post must be sent to the BLS Brampton postal address only. Fees and charges. You will need to pay a passport fee which varies by booklet size and category. BLS service charge. Optional fees if you choose services like courier return, SMS updates, or assistance with filling the form. For detailed information on current fees, services, and submission methods, visit www.blsindia-canada.com or refer to the passport FAQs on the official consulate website at www.cgitoronto.gov.in. Required documents checklist. This part of your application is critical. Missing documents are the most common reason for rejection or delay. Here's a list of essential documents required for passport renewal. For all applicants. Printed and signed application form. 1 recent 2x2-inch passport size photograph, as per specifications. Original Indian passport. Copy of first and last pages of the current passport. Copy of valid legal status in Canada, PR card, study work permit, visitor record. Copy of landing paper or copper. Proof of Canadian address. Proof of Indian address, can be your own or of a known family member. Annexure E, downloadable from consulate website. If you are on applied status. If your PR or permit has expired and you've applied for an extension. Submit a communication letter or email from CIC or IRCC confirming that your application is under process. Include a copy of your expired permit or PR card. If you have a confirmation of permanent residence, COPR, that shows your immigration category, submit that as well. It can serve in place of a landing paper. Note, a payment receipt alone is not valid proof. You must provide evidence that your application has been accepted by CIC. If the applicant is a minor, submit Annexure D signed by both parents. Provide passport copies and valid Canadian status documents, PR card, work permit, or study permit of both parents. Include Canadian address proof for both parents. Attach a copy of the child's birth certificate. In case of single-parent custody, submit Annexure C signed by the custodial parent. Provide an Indian court custody order along with the custodial parent's documents. Note, custody papers issued by Canadian courts are not accepted. A custody order from an Indian court is mandatory. All the annexures can be found on the General Information page on the consulate website. If your passport is lost or damaged, fill and sign Annexure F. Submit a police report clearly mentioning the lost passport number. Write and submit a letter explaining the circumstances under which the passport was lost or damaged. For any change in personal details, such as name or spouse's name. For addition of spouse's name, submit a marriage certificate or joint declaration signed by both spouses. For deletion of spouse's name, submit a divorce decree or declaratory order from an Indian court. For change of spouse's name due to remarriage, submit the divorce decree or death certificate of the former spouse and marriage certificate of the new spouse. For a full name change, submit gazette notification or publication of the new name into prominent Indian newspapers along with two valid IDs showing the new name. Note: please refer to the General Information section of the CGI Toronto website for the complete list of required documents specific to your case. Important: affidavits and notarized declarations are not accepted unless explicitly stated. Photograph specifications and tips. You will need to affix a recent passport-sized photograph on the printed application form. Photo requirements. Size: 2 inch by 2 inch, 51 mm by 51 mm. Background: white, plain, and without shadows. Face: full front view, eyes open, no glasses, neutral expression. No head covering unless for religious purposes. Make sure the photo matches the specifications exactly. Incorrect photos may lead to rejection of the application. Tip: visit the Photo Specification section on the CGI Toronto website or BLS site to see examples and updated requirements. Once submitted. Normal category. Processing takes approximately 3 to 6 weeks, may vary depending on police verification and case complexity. Tatkal category has faster processing, usually within 1 week, provided all documents are correct and you are eligible. Collection details. The issued passport will be sent back to BLS. You'll receive an email or call from BLS once it's ready. Pick up in person or choose courier delivery, depending on what you opted for when applying. Before you submit your application, here are a few important resources and disclaimers to keep in mind. Helpful resources on the CGI Toronto website. Passport FAQs covers common questions and answers related to passport application, document requirements, and status categories. Sample forms for annexures and declarations required in special cases. Document checklists for each type of passport application: regular, Tatkal, minor, lost, damaged, etc. Consular queries. If you are unsure or need help, you can raise a query on the Consular Queries section of our website. This is the best way to reach the consulate directly with your question. Instruction PDFs, official guides for filling the online application form. Visit www.cgitoronto.gov.in passport services for more. Important disclaimers. The consulate does not accept applications directly. Applications are only accepted through BLS. Affidavits or notary documents are not accepted unless specifically mentioned. Do not use special characters like and # in the address fields of the application. This may cause printing errors. No refund is provided if a Tatkal application is rejected and processed as normal. Canadian custody judgments are not accepted in place of Indian court custody orders. Ensure all details are correct before submission. Any errors must be corrected by reapplying with a new application. If you are unsure about any step or have a specific case not covered in the instructions or FAQs, you can reach out to the consulate through the Consular Queries section on our website. Go to www.cgitoronto.gov.in Consular Queries. There, you'll be able to select the service type, example passport, PCC, OCI. Choose the nature of your query from the drop-down. View related FAQs instantly. If your question isn't answered, you can proceed to raise a detailed query. This system ensures that your question is directed to the appropriate officer and helps reduce delays in response. Please avoid sending emails unless instructed. Using the official Consular Queries portal ensures faster and more organized assistance. Thank you for watching this detailed guide on the Indian passport services in Canada under the jurisdiction of the Consulate General of India, Toronto. We hope this walkthrough has helped simplify the steps, answered your questions, and prepared you to submit a complete and accurate application. Remember to carefully review your form, double-check the documents, and always refer to the official website, www.cgitoronto.gov.in, for the latest information, updates, and forms. If you still have specific questions or unusual cases, please explore the Consular Queries section on the website. This video is part of a series designed to explain each consular service in a clear, easy-to-follow manner. We wish you a smooth application process. Thank you.